What's up? I'm Andy. I was born and raised in Transylvania, Romania, and here we are. I'm adopted by States for the last 6 years. Yeah, 2017 I came out here. I'm a flair bartender and I've been working to literally like everywhere, all the major cities out here in the States. Yeah, I'm just like keep doing my thing, the best job in the world, just because like literally you can go anywhere else on this planet and like still can find a job. I've been competing to multiple bartending contests, literally all of them, which is like mixology, flair bartending, barista one. But I never really like been on top. I always like been on the second place, on the third place, in top 10 most of them. But I'm pretty familiar with them just because like I've been to a lot of them. And it's pretty cool just because like it's always like pushing yourself. It's like makes you doing better than others, and like it takes a lot of time to get ready and prepare for that type of competitions. So I never wanted to be a bartender. I was just like back in college. I was looking for like an extra side money, and I saw an announcement like we hire bartenders and pool maintenance guy. And of course I was like 19 that time. I applied for the pool maintenance guy. Like you have to like clean all the pool tables and like make sure everything is ready. Like shine up the balls and all the things. You know what I'm saying? I got there, and just to make a like little parenthesis, by that age I was working in the industry already. I was a bosser and a server for the last 4 years. So I was working since I was 16. And when I got to the interview, the guy saw my resume. He saw that I was working with alcoholic beverages. I was working in the industry for a long time. And they were like, hey, they put me like some regular questions, like some basic questions about like how is vodka made, how is like the cognac made of. And surprisingly, I answered, like pretty easy. And I got a phone call right in that night. It was like, hey, I got a job for you. I was like, oh, I was so happy just because, like I said, I was just looking for an extra money. I got there, hey, there you go, you gotta start tomorrow in the bar. I was like, what? I was like kind of scared. I was kind of scared and excited in the same time, just because I didn't apply for the bartender job, but I was like, he chose me to be a bartender just because he saw that I was working with the beverages back then. So I was like, that type of feeling, like excitement and scared in the same time. But like, trust me, when I step behind, so like I said, I became a bartender by mistake just because that guy was like, I wanted him in the bar. You give me like a type of chance. I jump in the bar. I still remember my very first day in the bar was March 8th, which is like International Women's Day. Everyone goes out with a woman, with your mother, with your girlfriend or whatever. And was a hell, man. It was the hell on the earth. Like I jump in the bar, everyone was there. Tickets was popping up from left to side. They were like double bartenders. They came in their off day. They came out there just because it was the busiest day of the month. And I was like, dude, like I really want to do this. I was like I didn't understood nothing. Of course, I stayed on just at the sink. It was like back in 2000. I don't really remember, 2011. I was just like sitting at the sink and like washing glasses, keep washing glasses, just because like the bartenders was doing. Obviously, I couldn't make any type of cocktails on the very first day, which was March 8th, because I didn't have time. Like, it was crazy. It was super crazy. And I was like, yo, that's really to be a bartender? Like, I didn't really understand nothing. Everyone was like fighting each other. Everyone was like screaming to each other. The servers to the bartenders, bartenders to the servers. Anyways, was a hell. And the very next day, I keep like, do I really want to do this? But of course, the next day wasn't that bad no more. And like, little by little, I started to learn about the spirits. I started to learn about the local cocktails, the menu. And that's how I started to be a bartender. And I started to make pretty good money. Way more money than I was supposed to make when I would have been a pool maintenance guy. And I was like, dude, this job is not that bad, like good money, having alcohol around you, a lot of like young ladies working in the nightlife. And I was young, I was just 19 back then. I was like, dude, it's kind of fun. And after that, I figured out, what, like, yo, fuck the school, and I just like drop off the college. I drop off the college and I just like, because I liked it, like when you do like a very first thing at the beginning, like you're super excited about it, and you find out like it's like you can make a career out of it. Like you can like invest money and like go take this shit to another level. I was like, if it's like this at the very first beginning, definitely it's gonna be way better if I'm gonna like just like, you know, focus on that. And that's what I did. I just like left my college. I dropped off, and I went to let me do like a real school of bartending to like get a certificate out of it, because I was thinking, yo, I want to get out of this country. You know, I want to go on a ship cruise. I want to maybe go to, I don't know, to London, because everyone was going to London, you know, the capital of cocktails. But for that, I knew that I have to like, you know, get more knowledge about everything which is liquor industry and like cocktails and whatever. And I did the school. I got my certificate, and already I have a lot of, you know, kind of attitude in the bar. I was like, dude, like I'm already, like I'm a bartender with a diploma, so I really know my shit. So I got the confidence too, and of course I started to make good cocktails just because I learned how to make really good cocktails, and I started to get better jobs. I left the night industry to actually. I was still in the night industry, but like from a pub, from like a college type of bar, I went to like a super like glamour type of, you know, nightclub in my hometown. And was that the vibe of it back then with the flair bartending? I saw it on TV. I saw like doing in the big bars around the country, and I was like, yo, I want to do that too. And I started doing like different movements, like basic ones. I didn't really know what to do. It was just like throw a thing in the air and just trying to catch it, you know. So that was for me a flair bartender. I was like, dude, I'm a flair bartender. And I was like, you know what? I was like, no one can steal whatever you have in your, you know. So whatever you have in your mind, which is your knowledge, which is your practice, whatever. But so like I did with my diploma, the bartender diploma, the very first course, I was like, yo, let me do, if I really want to do like this flair bartending thing, I have to like, you know, invest some money just because I want to do it in the right way. And I went to a school. Again, I was 21 that time. I went to a school, you know, at the school they teach you just the basic moves. And after it's just up to you to like get the fluence, to get the moves, to get everything out of it. It's not like you just like pay the course and like, poof, I'm a flair bartender, I'll go to Roadhouse to compete or something like that. I went over there 2 weeks. Was pretty hard because like everything what I thought that I knew about flair bartending wasn't right at all. They literally like started from scratch with me. They was like, you gotta stay like this. It's all about the posture of the body. It's all about the movements as well, the way that you throw it, the way even every single move has a name. I didn't even know that. Like now you do that. What is that? And after that, I gotta learn because every single move has a name, and every single move has to be thrown in a different way. And every single move, it's about counting. It's not just like throwing air to catch it, you know. So I learned the basics, and after that, I liked it. I liked it. And that thing happened when I was 19. I was in May, and just because I couldn't really make it, you know, have like a practice room in my apartment, I was doing outside on the grass every day in the summertime. It was like I said, I'm getting very excited. I'm still now in my 30s. I'm getting excited about everything which is new, and like I'm trying to you know, extract everything out of it. And that's what I did with flair bartending. I was like, bro, this is kind of cool. I learned how to do the right thing. Now I have to, you know, to go more deep in it, which is train yourself. And I was going every day on the grass, 2 hours, put my headset, and just beep, 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 beep. And little by little, I started to get the fluency. I came with like new moves. I didn't think it was like new moves though. For me, like when I was doing like something that I saw on YouTube, I was like, dude, like look at that. I do it like that, but like I catch in a different way. I catch like with another grip. It's basically a new move, right? So I was like kind of, you know, enjoy. Everything was so enjoyable for me at the beginning. And in December the same year, it was my very first competition of flair bartending. I was like, yeah, because I was so all in on that. I told you, I dropped my college. I did the very first course, and after that, I was let me do the flair bartending one, and I was like, what's the next step? I was still excited about everything. Like, yo, I want to be, because I'm pretty competitive. In the same time, I need challenges. So yeah, what's the next step? You know, to keep me on going on the same thing. If you don't have challenges in life, like you just like, okay, well, should I do something else? At least that's my way of living. And I was like, yo, you gotta compete. So I was like, okay, let me go compete. In December, which is like 6 months, right? Yeah, I started in June. After 6 months of flair bartending, I was on my very first competition. And of course, I took the last place. Was a total different story when you jump in the stage and like, you know, like the emotions and all the people looking at you and who's that guy? Like I never, like of course all the Romanian industry was there, and like it comes a dude from a little town from north side of the country, comes out there trying to like, you know, you are my favorite bartender, let me show you what's up. I still gonna remember it, yeah. Was pretty tough. All my bars was on the floor, dude. I was like dropping. I even forget my routines. I was like keep competing. I was like, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna show you what I'm made of. You know what I'm saying? But like it was a mess. But like of course it was something that I should have expected for. And of course I took the last place. But like that's how I started like figure out how the things going on. So I need changes like this to figure out that I'm not good on that. I'm not good like on being on stage yet. I'm not good on, you know, working under pressure. And all these little things you figure out, you put it on the paper, and you know where you have to work on it, and like, you know, get better, and like, you know, practice on that thing, and like stuff like that. And from there, the things are just coming up. I was like, thanks God, I was part of the best flair team from my hometown, and was a pretty small hometown, but it's like an industry, you know, it's more like a university town where I came from. So everyone likes to party over there, and of course because everyone likes to party, we have one of the best nightclubs in the country. And when you open a business, which is like best nightclub, you like an owner of the club, you want to have the best team over there. And they took the best, you know, let's say the soldiers of the flair bartending of my town to work over there and represent the bar. And thanks God, I was part of that team. And it was a beautiful life back then, yeah. We just like working 2 nights a week. I was like, dude, like I'm so happy that I was already 23 when I started working there. I always forget about, I always say, I'm gonna come back to college sooner or later. I'm gonna, you know, do my diploma just for my parents. But like, yo, I had the best time of my life. I was like working 2 nights a week. I was making money. I was like getting wasted every single night when I was working, which is Friday and Saturday. And like I was making enough money just to like, you know, doing my thing for the rest of the week. But in the same time, I was like training. I was like keep practicing. I had the keys of the nightclub. I was going there every day, 2-3 hours, 4 hours a day. I was like keep practicing, just because I was in the same environment, which is the bar team, where everyone was doing flair, and everyone was like kind of challenging each other. Hey, it's coming this competition, you want to go in? Just, yeah, fuck yeah, I want to go in. Let's go practice. And like I said, it was a beautiful period of time of my life. I did party my ass off. I made good money, but in the same time, like I didn't waste my time, which was Monday to Thursday. I was like competing. I was practicing, and I was trying to like, you know, enjoying the ride, but like don't forget don't get on the other side, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I always knew how to balance. That's why I have like a little schedule here, because in life it's all about balance. And if you know how to balance everything, you're gonna enjoy the life in such a beautiful way. And that's how I ended up here in America, because after I took everything that I could take out of my country, like I did everything in my home country. Like I party, I travel everywhere in the country, all the towns. And I knew already the industry. I did already most of the competitions in my home country. I was like, yo, let me go to a next level, right? Like, what is that? Living the American dream. Let's go out there. And here we are. See, for the last 6 years, I'm out here and keep doing my thing, enjoying the ride, and in the same time trying to, you know, keep up with the big boys out here, which I heard it's Olya and Ivan, who came from Russia. When I started flair bartending, actually, I was on my third surgery on my hand. So as you guys see, I have like a big sign right here. I still have like 7 screws in my hand. Long story short, was a car accident. My bones was like that, and I had some complications on it. So I had 3 surgeries. And when I started flair bartending, I was like after the third one, like 4 weeks after the third one. And it was pretty tough for me, you know. I was like still recovering, but I was like looking forward so much to be a flair bartender, because like I said, I'm getting excited about everything is new, and like I want it as soon as possible. And just because I wanted so much, I was like keep like band-aiding my elbow. I was like keep practicing, and that's why like nowadays, if you're gonna look at my routines or like back in the day on YouTube on my routines, most of the moves are made with my right hand. I'm a righty, just because I didn't use my left hand that much. For example, I can even like juggle 2 bars on my left side because I didn't train it. Because every time like back then, now it's kind of good. I can do whatever. I can like move the mountains on it. But like back then, when I very started bartending, trust me, it was pretty painful. That's why I kind of managed the left side. But like I wanted so much to be a flair bartender that like I even like I didn't reuse that much the left side, the left hand. But I still make it happen. Like put it in the routines and like working more and more with my right hand. And if you really want something, even like it's a health problem, it's not health. It's more like even it's like a physical problem, like an engine type of thing in it. You can really make it happen somehow. Which, like I said, in my case, my routine, my moves, my flair bartending is not that exploited. It's not that good on my left hand, which nobody really can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I make it happen somehow that I'm still a flair bartender, even I couldn't. I'm not so good with the left side. And when I very start back in the bar, you're definitely gonna drop. You're gonna drop lots. I did drop too, a lot. But like it's part of the process. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna break bottles, you're gonna break glasses. Things will happen, but that's why you gotta. It's all about practice. The more you practice, the more you're confident on it. My mentor, the guy who like taught me everything that I know, told me like one move takes like 500 repetitions for your body to assimilate it. So once you did it for like 500 times, like any type of move, a stall for example, if you do it for 500 times, it's already a muscle memory. It's already, your body is like implemented it. So the more you practice, the more you're confident. But it still should happen sometimes to drop things. So I would suggest, that's what I was doing. I'm still doing it in my shows just because, like my lefty, it's kind of weak. I'm still doing it on my shows. I use the plastic bottles. Nowadays on the market you can find a lot of cool plastic bottles that you can even like figure out they are glass or not. But like they are cool, they are different colors, they look nice. But at the end of the day, the client will look up for, the client or the guest at the bar, they will look up for, the show itself, you're not going to a competition. If you go into competition, it's a different type of story. But if you go like putting the show in front of some people who just like want to see a performance, you can use a lot of like plastic bottles, different colors, because they're looking just for the things in the air and movements and like show and the vibe. And that's what, in my case, works. When I'm using plastic bottles for the shows, I feel a little bit more confident that I would have used just like regular type of bottle, which is glass one. But to make sure, yeah, you're gonna drop. At the very first beginning, you're gonna drop, you're gonna break, you're gonna beat it, fuck that, I'm gonna be a counter. You're gonna be, you may, I really have like, 2 jobs. I got fired from 2 jobs just because I was breaking stuff too much at the very first beginning. After that, I was like, yo, I really gotta like, pay a dude to teach me the way that I have to like do the things to not break stuff no more and to not like get fired that more that much in different spots that I'm working. I don't think so. No, just because I think I have a lot of showmanship in myself. I used to dance back in the day, back in the 6th grade, 8th grade. I used to like act when I was a little one, and even 3rd grade, 4th grade. I was like to be an actor, like a different type of activities of the school. So I always had that type of showmanship in myself. I always like to be like in the crowd, to perform, or depends on the activity, and like make people share the energy and like make people smile and like cheering for me. So that's why I don't think, if I wouldn't be a flair bartender, I don't think I would have had the same success like a regular bartender, just because in my point of view, regular bartending is more like, sides up type of thing. You gotta make sure everything is like 1 ounce, no more, no less. Everything is clean, everything is, like tied up in it. It's like square, all the things. Like I wouldn't see myself like such a, way I am right now with flair bartending. if I wouldn't be a flair bartender, because I couldn't explore that showmanship that already, Mother Nature gave it to me. I couldn't really explore it in a bar that much, besides of just like jumping in the bar and like going crazy, like, whoa. But I don't think you can do that like really, literally like every shift or any type of the time of the shift, Definitely to can work in events. In my opinion, you have to be working in a bar for a while. You have to know how this thing gets done. Just because working in events, it's already, it's another game. Just because, let's take it like that, you don't have nothing there, so you have to build up a bar from scratch. So it's happening, let's say, on a stadium, right? It's a concert. You go there and like you gotta be a bartender like you are in our bar. But think about it. You don't have nothing over there, so you gotta build up the bar. You gotta bring everything, which is like, tools, ingredients, sodas, mixers, literally everything. And like, think about it, you don't have water, you don't have the ice machine in the back. It's like you go camping, but with a bar, So definitely, to be working in the events, you gotta already have like a base. They already made it, working in a real bar. Because if you just like woke up, you took someone, out of the office and put it, okay, I want to be a bartender, but I want to be an events bartender. You put it working at the events bartender, and he's gonna figure out that when I'm gonna wash this, why the ice is melting, where I'm gonna change my, where the napkins came from, what is the, definitely is not gonna be a bartender anymore. It's gonna be like, yo, screw that. I'm just gonna go back in my office thing. So I see event bartending, it's pretty cool activity. It's a hustle, but I like it to do it more than a regular bartender, just because you always see new things, you see new people, you make new connections, you work in every time in different environment with different culture of people, which I like it, because like I said, I get really excited about everything which is new. Which behind of the bar, you work in just one type of bar, so it's like a Japanese cocktail fusion bar. So you always going to work with that type of concept, that type of clientele more or less, and that type of cocktail menu more or less. So that's why I like more on the counter. Even it's like a hustle, even it's more physical work. Like it's paying off with the other things. Like I said, new environments, new culture of people, new type of connections all the time. I do make more money since I put it in the show, just because people goes out to get entertained. They goes out to have a good time. They goes at the bar just to like I said, get entertained and get the booze, which means having a good time. So when you see something which is like pleasable for the eyes, which is things in the air, performances, stuff like you don't really see it on the streets when you walk in, or in any other bar, means like there's a spot where you have to be. You like a client, you like a customer, like a guest. America is based; it's a tip-based culture. So I do make you actually everyone's gonna make more money doing flair bartending. You don't have to do like competition type of flair bartending behind the bar. It's just like throwing some things, like make it pleasable for the guest eyes. Because like I said, they came at the bar to get entertained, first of all, they came at the bar to get a drink. So they have a drink just because they want to have a good time. So if they want to have a good time, having an entertainment too, this is way better for them. So there's going to be more money for you. My mentor back in my home country, like I said, who taught me everything I know, he told me something that I still have in my mind nowadays. He says something like that. It was like, you with whatever you are or whatever you have already, you can be the best one, or you can change the industry that you work in. So what does it mean? Either you are the best, either you change the industry that you work in. To be the best is pretty easy if you put in the work, but that to stay on top out there, in my opinion, in my point of view, it's kind of hard, So all my life I have, I think, just like 3 first place competitions from out of 20. So it's pretty hard to be on top of there, like non-stop. And I really exploited that. The other thing what he told me, like change the industry that you work in with whatever you have already in you. So I was like, yo, I'm pretty likable. You know, I have that, like I said, I like to be around the people. I like to be like a type of like showmanship type of person, character. So I start to exploitate these things, you know? And I start to like, you know, just doing like, I was like, yo, I'm in the middle of the crowd, in the middle of the attention. Means like everyone is looking at me. So means like I gotta do something, you know? So for example, I start, you know, out of stupidity, I start like balancing like some type of glasses on my forearm. Little by little, I start like doing like different, you know, constructions on my forearm. Like I just like put it glass over glass over glass, and all the people got crazy for it. I was like, yeah, and I feel like I kind of inspired other people to do the same thing. And like now, if you go into Instagram or like different pages of bartending or an industry, everyone knows kind of like delivers a drink, balancing on his forearm or his head or whatever type of thing, which to be honest, I didn't really see like so diverse back then. And I feel like I kind of like bring a plus in this industry, which is balancing drinks on your forearm, which is kind of like, but like when you look at it right now, like everyone doesn't it, and like everyone goes crazy for it. And yeah, that's I feel pretty good. So that's why he told me, like, whatever you are, whatever you have already inside of you, already you are made of, there are two things to succeed. Either you are the best, either you change the industry that you work in. And when I say change the industry, I don't say like, you know, just reinvent the bartending. Just like other little stuffs, other little tips, other little movements, whatever type of thing that industry is going to adopt it and is going to be a part of bartending nowadays all around the world.